Hello everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to kick off today's presentation on Microsoft Word. This is the first slide, so I just want to briefly introduce what we'll be covering. We'll explore the key features of Microsoft Word, how it can help you with your documents, and share some useful tips along the way. Let's get started. Today, I want to introduce you to Microsoft Word, often just called Word. It's a graphical word processing program that allows users like us to type and create documents easily. Word is developed by Microsoft, a well-known computer company. The main purpose of MS Word is to give us a simple way to type, edit, and save our documents, whether they're letters, reports, or any other text-based files. On the screen, you'll notice the title bar at the top, which shows the document's name. Just below that, we have the menu bar, where you can find all the tools and commands you need to format your text. The document window is the main space where you actually type and see your content. On the side, there's a scroll bar that helps you navigate through your document easily. Understanding these basic parts of the interface is key because they help us work more efficiently and make the most of what Word has to offer. This foundation will be very useful as we explore more features in this presentation. Let's talk about creating and saving a file first. This is the foundation of your work in MS Word. Always remember to save frequently to avoid losing any progress. When you're editing and formatting a document, you can customize the look and feel to make your content more professional and readable. Paragraph formatting allows you to adjust alignment, indentation, and spacing to improve the overall structure. Inserting headers, footers, and page numbers is essential for adding consistent information across your document, such as titles, dates, or page references. Checking spelling and grammar helps ensure your document appears polished and error-free. Subscript and superscript are useful for chemical formulas or footnotes, elevating or lowering text as needed. Inserting symbols can be handy when you need special characters that aren't on your keyboard. The Print Preview feature lets you see exactly how your document will look when printed, so you can make adjustments beforehand. When you're ready, printing is the final step to produce a hard copy of your work. Adding clip art, word art, and pictures helps make your document more visually appealing and engaging. Page setting options allow you to customize margins, orientation, and paper size to suit your needs. Using bullets and numbering helps organize your points clearly, making your list easy to follow. Borders and shading add emphasis and style to your sections or paragraphs, helping important content stand out. Searching for a specific word and replacing it with another can save time when editing large documents. Inserting tables is a powerful way to organize data neatly and clearly. All these features showcase the versatility of MS Word, making it a comprehensive tool for creating professional documents. Each feature connects to the overall goal of making your writing clearer, more organized, and visually appealing. Now, let's talk about some essential file management techniques. First, to quickly save your work, you can simply press Ctrl+S. This shortcut is a real-time saver and helps prevent losing any progress. Next, if you're starting a new project or document, pressing Ctrl+N will create a new file for you. These shortcuts are fundamental for efficient workflow. When creating and saving a file, it's important to remember to save frequently. This practice safeguards your work against unexpected issues like power outages or software crashes. The overall theme here is about working smarter and more efficiently by mastering these basic but powerful commands. They form the foundation of good digital habits that will serve you well throughout your projects. Let's take a closer look at some of the key formatting options we use when editing and formatting a document. Starting with Normal, which is basically the default style we use for most of our text. It provides a clean, easy-to-read font that sets the foundation for your document. Next, there's Underline, which we use to emphasize specific words or phrases that we want to stand out. Just a quick underline can draw attention without being too overwhelming. Then we have Italic, a style that slants the text slightly. Italics are great for emphasizing a point, indicating titles, or highlighting foreign words. It adds a subtle touch of importance to the text. Moving on to bold, which is one of the strongest ways to bring focus to particular words or sections. Bold text is often used for headings or keywords that you want your reader to notice immediately. Finally, I want to emphasize that editing and formatting a document isn't just about making it look good. It's about making your message clearer and more impactful. Proper use of these styles helps guide the reader's eye and improves overall comprehension. So, as we continue with the presentation, keep in mind how these different formatting tools can enhance your documents and effectively communicate your ideas. Let's talk about the importance of text alignment first. When you choose how to align your text, whether it's left, right, center, or justified, you're essentially guiding the reader's eye and making your content more readable. Proper alignment can really help emphasize key points and create a clean, professional look. Next, let's consider font color. The color you pick for your text isn't just about aesthetics, it also impacts readability and the mood you want to set. High contrast colors, like dark text on a light background, are usually best for clarity, but you can also use color strategically to highlight important information or to match your branding. Moving on to font size, this is crucial for ensuring your message is accessible. Headings should be larger to grab attention, while body text needs to be big enough to read comfortably from a distance. Consistency in font size helps maintain a cohesive and professional appearance throughout your presentation. Finally, font type or font family plays a significant role in conveying your message. Choosing a clear, legible font like Arial or Calibri helps your audience focus on the content without distraction. But you can also use different fonts to differentiate sections or emphasize certain points, as long as you keep it consistent and avoid overdoing it. Altogether, these elements, alignment, color, size, and type, work together to enhance your presentation's clarity and visual appeal, making sure your audience stays engaged and absorbs your message effectively. Let's take a closer look at some key formatting aspects that can really enhance the readability and professionalism of your documents. First up is the alignment of the paragraph. Ensuring your paragraphs are properly aligned, whether left, right, center, or justified, helps create a clean and organized appearance. Next, there's the space between lines, which is crucial for readability. Adequate line spacing prevents the text from looking cramped and makes it easier for your audience to follow along. Then, we have line spacing within the paragraph itself. Adjusting this spacing can make a significant difference in how inviting and easy to read your text appears. Finally, paragraph formatting encompasses all these elements: alignment, line spacing, indentation, and more, that work together to make your content clear and professional. Understanding and applying these formatting principles is essential for creating documents that are not only visually appealing, but also effectively communicate your message, tying back to our overall goal of clear, impactful communication. Now, let's move on to an important step in customizing your document: inserting a header, footer, and page number. This might seem like a small detail, but it really helps give your document a polished, professional look. A header can include things like the document title or chapter name, making it easy for readers to know where they are. Similarly, a footer can contain additional information such as the date or author name, which adds context. And of course, page numbers are essential for navigation, especially in longer documents. When you insert these elements, you ensure consistency across all pages, which ties into our overall theme of creating cohesive and professional presentations. So, mastering how to add headers, footers, and page numbers is a key step in elevating your document's appearance and usability. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Let's take a moment to talk about the footer, which is often an overlooked but important part of any presentation slide. The footer typically contains key information like slide numbers, dates, or additional references that help keep the presentation organized and professional. Including a consistent footer across all slides ensures that your audience can easily follow along and know where they are in the presentation. It also adds a touch of polish and uniformity, making your overall presentation look cohesive. Remember, even small details like the footer contribute significantly to the clarity and professionalism of your delivery, tying back to the overall theme of effective communication. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Let's talk about checking spelling and grammar. These are essential steps to ensure your writing is clear and professional. First, always review your work carefully to catch any typos or spelling mistakes that might have slipped through. Remember, even small errors can distract your audience or undermine your credibility. Second, pay attention to grammar, things like punctuation, sentence structure, and verb tense. Proper grammar helps your ideas flow smoothly and makes your message easier to understand. It's also helpful to use built-in tools like spell checkers or grammar checkers, but don't rely on them solely. A manual review is crucial. Ultimately, thorough checking ties back to our overall goal of delivering a polished, effective presentation. It shows your audience that you care about quality and attention to detail. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Let's now talk about page setup. This is a crucial step because it sets the foundation for how your entire presentation will look. When we talk about page setup, we're really focusing on the size, orientation, and margins of your slides. These elements might seem small, but they have a big impact on how your content appears and how your audience perceives your message. For example, choosing the right slide size can ensure your content is easily viewable, especially if you're presenting on different screens or projectors. Orientation, whether landscape or portrait, can also influence the flow of your slides and the type of content you include. And don't forget about margins. They help keep your content neat and prevent it from looking cluttered or cramped. Overall, paying attention to page setup helps you create a professional, polished presentation that effectively communicates your ideas. Remember, these details support the overall theme of clarity and engagement in your presentation. Let's take a look at this preview slide. Here, we're focusing on setting the margins, which is a fundamental step in formatting your document properly. When we talk about margins, we're essentially discussing the space around the text on your page. Proper margins help ensure your content looks clean, professional, and is easy to read. In many cases, adjusting margins can also improve the overall layout, especially if you're preparing a report or a presentation. Think of it as creating a balanced frame around your content. Remember, consistent margins throughout your document contribute to a cohesive and polished appearance. It's one of those small details that really make a big difference in how your work is perceived. So, as we move forward, keep in mind that setting appropriate margins is not just about aesthetics. It's about clarity and professionalism, which ties directly into the overall theme of effective communication. Let's take a moment to preview what we'll be covering in this section. We'll start by setting up the paper, which is a crucial step to ensure our research is clear and well-structured. I'll walk you through the key points thoroughly, but in a conversational way, so it feels natural. The most important concepts here include understanding how to organize our ideas effectively and making sure our setup aligns with the overall message we're trying to convey. Connecting these points to the broader theme of the presentation helps us see how proper paper setup underpins everything else we discuss. So, as we go through this, keep in mind that a solid foundation in setup makes the entire process smoother and more impactful. Let's take a closer look at the preview of what's coming next. First, we'll focus on the layout, which is essential because it shapes how our content is structured and perceived. A well-designed layout ensures clarity and guides the audience smoothly through the information. Then, we'll explore setup, meaning how we prepare the content and visuals to support our message effectively. This step is crucial for making sure everything looks professional and aligns with our overall theme. Remember, these elements are key to delivering a compelling and cohesive presentation. By paying attention to layout and setup, we set the stage for engaging and impactful communication. Now let's talk about borders and shading. When you're customizing your document, you can select the border width to make your borders more or less prominent. If you want to go back to a previous border style, just click on Border Prev to revert to your last selection. You also have the option to choose the border color, which helps you match or contrast with your content. Selecting the border style allows you to pick different line types, like solid, dashed, or dotted, to give your document a unique look. Remember, borders and shading are powerful tools to emphasize or organize information visually. They help your document look professional and polished, tying everything together in a cohesive way. So, when you're designing, keep these options in mind to enhance your overall presentation. All right, now let's wrap things up by looking at how easy it is to insert a table into your document. You can simply click on Insert Table, which opens up a grid, allowing you to visually select the size of your table. This makes it quick and intuitive to choose the number of rows and columns you need. Once you've selected the size, the table is inserted directly into your file. From there, you can easily customize it, adding data, adjusting the layout, or formatting it to match your style. Remember, inserting a table is a powerful way to organize information clearly and professionally, which ties back to our overall theme of making data presentation more efficient and impactful.